In this video, I want to show you how to quickly work with designs that we create on occasion with rounded corners and a full overlay and not background. So when we set these up, we typically have an instructions overlay like you see here right now. I'm going to hide that, but you always want to read that in its entirety, as it usually will give you the steps to get through this. Now I want to show on the background JPEG layer group that we've actually got a layer mask here, and I'm going to show you how to create that in case you need to do that in another piece of software, or you've done some stuff in one of our designs and you'd like to use this feature. So as you can see, deleting that actually brings the full background in behind the images, and we can actually show that. So here's our photos. So what I want to show you is how we actually create that background knockout. And it's really actually very simple. We open up and we find the photo spots. A lot of the newer designs, we're actually naming this layer coordinates. So don't get tripped up by that. Just find the one that has the dimensions on it. And what you'll want to do is you'll highlight over the thumbnail, hold Control, and use your left click, and it will make a selection. And from there, you're going to go to select and inverse, and that will invert that selection, allowing the layer mask to be built right. And then you're going to want to select on the background JPEG layer. We've got a bunch of stuff in this one, so we're doing it actually on the layer group. Inside elements and that, you'll probably need to do that on multiple groups just to get through it. That's one of the disadvantages of elements, is not having the layer grouping support. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on the and make sure I have the background group selected. And I'm simply going to come down here and I'm going to do a layer mask, and that's going to knock those out for me. As you'll notice, though, in the case of this one, what's happened is it's totally taken the squares out, and it's not really what we want. So I'm going to delete that. When we have the rounded ones, we'll typically have a photo knockout also, and this is kind of made to match what's underneath of the frame. So I'm actually going to do the same thing. I'm going to Control and left click on that, and you'll see it's actually rounded edges now. So then when we do our select inverse and then apply our layer mask, now everything's rounded and lined up. Then all I would need to do is do a file, save as, and save this as a PNG file, and I can use it inside of the application of my choice. Hope this helps.